How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The Lakers have officially brought back Rajon Rondo, bringing their current roster to 13 total players. And while some believe that the addition of Rondo will be huge, others believe it means little to nothing at all. So in today's video, we'll talk about what the addition of Rondo really means to the Laker team. And it has become a controversial topic, because while many remember Rondo as the X factor for the Lakers winning a championship not even a year ago, there are those that believe he is washed up after having an underwhelming year with Atlanta and the Clippers. I've seen a majority of people be in either one spectrum or the other of that debate, but not very many who are in the middle. Basically, almost everyone believes that he'll either be a huge addition or will provide little to nothing at all to their team. However, I tend to not side with either argument, and here's why. While we cannot deny that Rondo is no longer the player that he once was, I do not believe he's completely washed up either. I know the whole pandemic has made it feel like the Lakers won their championship 2 or 3 years ago already, but in reality, it has not even been a year yet. And without Rondo, they may not have been able to become NBA champions in the first place. He was critical in their championship run and really provided the spark off the bench that they needed. But with that being said, could he really be expected to do that again? I personally do not believe he will or could do that to the same degree again, but I do think he will still provide value. We have to remember that Rondo is not joining their team with the idea of playing into a large role. He's knowingly joining a team that already has Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn ahead of him in the depth chart. So while he might play around 10 to 15 minutes per game at most, we should not expect him to be a game changer during the regular season. But what you should be excited about with Rondo is the depth that he will provide, his IQ, mentorship for younger players, and his ability to turn it up in the playoffs. And let's begin by talking a little bit about the depth that he provides. Again, he will be behind both Westbrook and Nunn in the rotation, but we know what Rondo can still provide when needed. If one of them were to ever get hurt, Rondo could immediately step in and fill a larger role. He already knows how to play with multiple players on their team. And Rondo actually provides them with a good change of pace point guard compared to what they already have, because while Westbrook is a good playmaker, he is a much different kind of point guard compared to Rondo. He is always looking to attack and open up opportunities for his teammates with his attacking mentality, whereas Rondo is your prototypical floor general. He is always looking to create plays for teammates rather than trying to create his own offense, and he is very different compared to Kendrick Nunn as well. Nunn can play point guard, but he has spent more time off the ball in his career up until this point, which is not a bad thing, but I do have questions about whether or not he could run their offense if both LeBron and Westbrook were off the court, and that is where Rondo adds a ton of value to their team. Rondo and Kendrick Nunn could play at the same time due to Nunn's ability to play off the ball. So while I do not believe he will be a game changer or even play that many minutes for them before the playoffs, he will still provide them with great depth and injury insurance, and whether or not he is on the court or off the court, his IQ will provide value as well. Rondo has been referred to as basically another coach who can play on the court, and he can be valued from that alone. He will oftentimes call out plays before they happen, and is without a doubt a true student of the game. There are likely few players around the NBA who watch more film than Rajon Rondo. That not only sets a good example to everyone else on the team, but it becomes incredibly valuable in the playoffs too. When you have guys in your team like LeBron and Rondo who are calling out plays before they happen and telling teammates where to be on the court, that puts the team in a great position to win. And that is one of the reasons why veteran teams often go further in the playoffs than younger teams. Their experience helps them to be more prepared for big time games and moments, and Rondo will undoubtedly help contribute to that. His IQ and willingness to help his teammates learn makes him a great mentor for their younger players too. Talen Horton-Tucker has even made comments about how Rondo was a great mentor to him in the past, and I believe that Rondo will be key in helping Talen further develop, along with helping Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk too. I mentioned how Kendrick Nunn is not really a true point guard, but I do believe he has the potential to be one, and there are a few better mentors to help him with that than Rajon Rondo. And really, between LeBron, Westbrook, Phil Handy, and Rondo, Kendrick Nunn is in a great position to learn. He is already a very good young player, but he has a lot of untapped potential yet for a guy who went undrafted. He has natural scoring ability and is really great at creating his own shot, though he will eventually need to learn to become a better playmaker for others if he wants to become a true point guard and get paid like one too. And although Malik Monk is not a point guard, I think he will benefit from mentorship as well. He is coming off somewhat of a breakout year in Charlotte, and if he hopes to improve upon that progress while playing for a contending team, he may need some pointers along the way. And Rondo knows how difficult doing that can be. During his second year in the NBA, he was asked to be the starting point guard for a championship caliber team, and he then spent the next 4 years of his young career trying to compete for championships with them. That is not easy for a young player to do, and it may take Malik Monk a little while to get used to. He has never been part of a playoff team throughout his first 4 years in the NBA, so going from that to joining a championship contender could be very difficult for him. Having a mentor like Rondo who he can relate to could be a very underrated aspect of helping him perform well early on. Finally though, the part of Rondo that every Laker fan would love to see come out again is playoff Rondo, and while I'm not sure we'll ever get to see that to the same degree that he has shown in the past, it's never smart to doubt Rondo when it is playoff time. He may have had an underwhelming playoff performance with the Clippers, but he never seemed to be a great fit for their team either. But Rondo will now be returning to a team that we already know he can perform well on in the playoffs. He has the complete trust of Frank Vogel, and both LeBron and Anthony Davis love playing with him. I'm not sure they'll need him to be their X factor again like he was during the bubble, but I believe he still has the ability to make a big impact on their team when the playoffs do come around. He is much more prepared for the big stage compared to the younger players, and when it comes down to it, he may be the one in the rotation over them. Playoff Rondo is not a myth, and he proved it not even a year ago when winning a championship with the Lakers. In conclusion though, while I do think Rondo helps their team in a lot of different ways, I do not believe he'll be an absolute game changer for them, and especially not during the regular season. But between the depth he provides, his IQ, mentorship, and ability to turn it up in the playoffs, I do believe he will help their team. But what do you guys think? In your opinion, what does Rajon Rondo really bring to the Lakers? Do you think he'll make a big difference, or do you think he is being overhyped? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below, and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. If you want to stay up to date on all my immediate thoughts moves on the NBA, be sure to follow me on Twitter too. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.